Over 200 participants from 15 countries of Southeast Europe and their colleagues from the Western European countries, representatives of national governments, local governments and public utilities and their national and regional networks met for the fifth time at the already traditional Danube Water Conference-DWC in Vienna, Austria. In one place were gathered people who speak different languages, have different economic development in their countries, but a common goal: to improve services to their citizens by means of self-sustainable and efficient operations.
The World Bank recognized us, GIZ saw that the potential of this idea to organize a gathering. Donation is needed to bring people together, to see it's important to work together in this region.
This year's topic of the conference was focused on addressing the challenges of ensuring sustainable financing of water supply services in the context of overall development of the sector, which is one of the key issues for both the local authorities and the enterprises.
This conference has ensured that they are getting examples of good financing mechanisms from other parts of the world, but also having a detailed discussion about how to finance the utility improvements and the investments that are needed in making sure that water services are well done.
Over a dozen panel discussions on the best practices and experiences on creating policies were presented by the EU member states to the representatives of the candidate and potential candidate countries who would consistently implement those practices and experiences in order to meet the EU standards.
Се надеваме дека учесниците на конференцијата по овие дводневни дебати и сесии ќе можат да понесат во своите држави квалитетни искуства, квалитетни знаења со кои што ќе овозможат изнаоѓање на одржливи финансиски средства за инвестирање во секторот за водоснабдување и отпадни третман на отпадни води во регионот.
Ovdje smo razmenili iskustva, susreli se s kolegama, ispričali neke stvari iz života, šta smo, gde smo mi grešili, gde su oni grešili ili šta smo dobro radili, tako da su jako korisne manifestacije ovog tipa.
According to the well-versed individuals, the Southeast European countries are facing a set of financial and other challenges in order to improve their services to the citizens, no matter whether this applies to the implementation of capital infrastructure projects or implementation of technical support, such as reducing water losses, property management, benchmarking, or preparation of feasibility studies. In order to overcome these challenges, donors also expand their cooperation with the private sector.
I've been invited by GIZ because we are trying to assess the possibility of a regional platform for non-revenue water assessment and support, as well as training on education, which I guess are keys in the region. So I think that this event is great for that purpose.
Помощта от донори и международни финансови институции в допълнение към изпълнението на конкретни капиталови проекти е особено полезна в частта на така наречената техническа помощ при имплементиране на тези неща.
There is no doubt that the problems cannot only be solved at the level of enterprises. Instead, we must take into account the decision makers at local and national level. In order to develop common ideas that will be incorporated into the national legislations by means of a dialogue, the conference gathers representatives of international financial institutions, state and local authorities, and water utilities at the same table.
Based on what we have seen, it is that local governments do not have so much money to invest in this field because there was not a tradition. All the money was given from the central government for the purpose, and now after the new law we have, the service is under responsibility of municipality.
With the support of the Open Regional Fund for Modernization of Municipal Services implemented by GIZ and the Danube Water Programme implemented by IAWD and the World Bank, in order to improve services to citizens, regional networks have developed tools, methods, recommendations and comparative regional analysis used by municipalities and public utilities. As for the public utility companies and the municipalities of the region, they are being supported in order to develop a new concept which allows them to help each other through mutual cooperation. In other words, this concept encourages a method of capacity building where training and workshops will not only be held in classrooms, but also will include a practical field work where participants will have the opportunity to practice and to specifically implement the acquired knowledge through peer-to-peer exchanges with colleagues from other companies.
To je jedan vrlo modern koncept koji će dati najbolje rezultate i već imamo iskustva sa tim jer smo u prethodnim fazama već imali takve pokušaje i dobili smo izvanredne rezultate što se toga tiče.
Using the presence of relevant decision makers and managers from central and local government institutions from Southeast Europe to Danube Water Conference 2017, the opportunities were taken to also organize additional important regional events which followed the conference itself. These events once again confirmed the need and importance of cooperation between all relevant stakeholders in the water sector from the region and particularly between the local governments and water supply service providers.
I think the cooperation between municipalities and utilities is an essential task we have to fulfill. We were able to work on a memorandum of understanding with NALAS, for example, so we surely working on the opportunity in future to have this cooperation between municipalities and utilities because it's a key issue to solve problems for sustainable services.
With the donor support, the regional cooperation in Southeast Europe is improved and it is appreciated and recognized by the relevant regional institutions. It still needs to be stimulated.
Donors not only give us support by money, they also involve themselves into the designing of programs, the setup of topics which need to be worked on, and there GIZ is quite a strong and challenging partner, taking the opportunity of IAWD, on the other side demanding also that we have to deliver also those opportunities once they are incorporated in the program.
The network of local authorities of Southeast Europe, NALAS, has also organized its General Assembly, and the mayor of Bijeljina, Micho Mičić, was promoted to a new NALAS president, the position he will have for the next year.
Napravimo takvo stanje da naša strategija, prije svega strategija NALAS-a, koja ima i misiju i viziju, a i strateške ciljeve da lokalne zajednice budu jače, da lokalne zajednice budu samoodržive, a prije svega da lokalne zajednice misle o svojim građanima. Na tome ću zajedno sa predsjedništvom i s vama raditi u narednom periodu. Nadam se da ćemo u dobroj mjeri uspjeti.
Finally, the Danube Water Conference, as well as the other regional events that were organized, contribute to improved regional cooperation in the region of Southeast Europe and thus to the accession process toward European Union.
This cooperation is really useful and helpful for the further steps to the European Union, and I only can say that we support and we encourage to such trans-border cooperations.